We there.
Yo, you're
What
welcome,
up?
welcome, welcome.
Welcome to another episode of The Collective, the Internet's Trippiest podcast. We're here with our lovely panel, Torrin Shanae, um, Too Damn Deep, music lover, resident feminine, whatever you wanna call it. I'll let y'all introduce yourselves.
What's up, y'all? I'm Woo, uh, also known as Woo Got It. Uh, just here smoking some gas. Welcome. Happy to be part of the collective. Uh, to share our experiences. Thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. Um, yeah, man. Let's get it started. Let's get it rocking.
Next.
Peace,
Uh,
sir.
Go
Hood
ahead. You
Miss
got it.
Kyrie. Um, just ready just to talk, laugh, talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Dunk Beatles out there. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I've been off for the past 2 weeks on assignment, but I'm back to just keep it trippy, man. So yes.
For sure.
G Elijah. They call me Jeff. They call me Elijah. Just an observer out here. I'm just blessed to be here. Happy to share the space with everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Um, yeah, looking forward to the show. That's it.
All right. We got a new guest with us today. Want to give her a big welcome. What's up, Jade? Thank you for joining us. We glad you're a part of it.
Thank you guys. I'm Jade. I'm happy to be here. Excited to be on your podcast.
For sure.
I like your shirt too, Jade. It's,
Thank you.
it's
Yeah,
fit.
that's not hard. Trippy too.
Yeah,
You know,
Mm-hmm.
It
very
makes
cool.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's your boy Cam, resident your pothead checking in. Do it yourself, guru. Ready for another week?
Looking real pretty over there too, Cam.
How you doing, Kim? How you holding up, bro? I know you had surgery last time we heard from you.
You
Oh
boy. All
man.
right, so they went when I went in for surgery. I was supposed to go in for a ACL reconstruction and meniscus repair. So they went in. By the grace of God, the tears that were supposed to be in my ACL just weren't there. It was fully intact. They left that alone and did
Hey,
my meniscectomy or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And so like now my knee is just like it's aching, but they put a nerve block in as if I was gonna get a knee reconstruction. So I'm still limping around because I really can't feel too much of like my shin and my knee. So boy, straight. They gave me some opioids I'll never take again. Lord willing.
them hoes evil.
Evil,
Opioids evil as hell.
Yes.
emotional wreck. I was like, what's going on with me? Still kind of like purging that way out though, because they give you a lot.
Don't it be overkill and excessive? See how they do?
They gave me 5 different type of painkillers,
Dang.
like in the span of 48 hours, because they gave me hydrocodone to go home with, but they give you whatever anesthesia. Before the anesthesia, they give you a nerve block. Before the nerve block, they give you a calming medicine. Uh, they added another one in because, like, they didn't plan for me to. They didn't believe I was 200 pounds. I guess like I'm 5'9", I'm right at 206 ounces. I used to be like 232 at my heavies. So I had like another sedative
Damn.
to like get me down. And like I'm allergic to one other one, so they couldn't give me that junk. Yeah, like
I can't
they
even keep
be
up.
full of it.
That's,
Yeah, they be full of it.
Hmm.
So
Oh, shit.
boy, shut it back.
Yeah.
Don't hoot with people who don't know how to hoot. That's how you get hurt.
no, for real.
That's amazing though that your body healed itself on its own already.
with the ACL shit for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Good. Ooh, hurt.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
glad you're here though, bro. I'm glad you're doing all right.
Fact. Appreciate that
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
what we got today? That's the
What we
intro.
going on,
What we got
man?
going on today?
What about
I've been confused as hell because I seen this weird ass robot dude talking about choppers and sliding and killing niggas and some shit, and
Man,
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
the
So
metaverse.
apparently, it's an AI bot robot that's like going viral on TikTok and Instagram, like, and it's created by some white dude, but the robot is saying nigga and talking all this violence. I mean, words are words, but people get triggered by that type shit. Y'all seen it? Y'all
That's all.
heard about that shit? Yeah.
We were so impressed with this bullshit that they gave it a record deal. They signed it. These niggas out here been grinding all their life trying to get a record deal. They signed a motherfucking AI.
Hey, yeah, they probably paid for the dude to make it in the first place.
But he had 10 million followers though. That's crazy. We be trying to get followers and shit.
For real. How the fuck?
That's weird, man. People really fuck with this AI dude so much that he got a record deal. That's wild, man.
Well,
They won't
maybe,
release how much you getting paid though.
That's
Yeah,
what
man.
me. Cause how's gonna spend the money?
Right? Hey, is he getting paid? Or
No,
is
but
it
it's
just,
about any rapper. Any rapper is an LLC though. Any rapper is a business. So Megan Thee Stallion, Jay-Z, these are entities and businesses like that a whole bunch of people depend on. So it's like this, if they sign in this AI rapper would be the same as them signing any other entity that's going to support a whole bunch of other people. So if he got tours and stuff like that, and people, how you gonna show up to a tour and it's an AI bot? That's crazy.
that's
like
crazy.
like nigga like Tupac did?
Yeah, and I
The
think that's
house
what Kendrick Lamar did like a couple weeks ago. He disappeared on
Yeah.
the stage. I think that was a hologram too. So who even showed like I don't know. Niggas ain't showing up for their shows. They just know a hologram.
So
They
why spend $100 for some damn tickets and you don't even know that nigga really?
type shit.
It's
But
Oh
wild.
god.
What is the value of this artificial intelligence rapper? Like, what does he provide?
Go ahead, Torn.
I was gonna say that we're looking at it still from our tangible perspective, but we have to understand that um, these businesses have already moved into Meta, so they trying to fill it up now, and this could have potentially been the first big artist that would have essentially been solely Meta. Like you would have been going to his concerts because they holding concerts right now in the metaverse, and which you wouldn't have had to worry about him being a hologram. He would have been right next to your avatar, and both of y'all would have been in that bitch looking stupid and virtual, you know. But
Oculus is
Hell yeah, you turned with the Oculus as well. Like, yeah.
And
Stupid.
by yourself.
Hell yeah.
at the crib.
On your lonesome.
What's up?
All right, I guess.
You're crazy.
this is Black Mirror if I ever seen it.
All right,
For
but
real.
all right, my question is, how do a clone or an artificial intelligence rapper get 10 million followers on TikTok? It's niggas that's dope. Like that.
I didn't see.
Because it's not about the music no more. It's just about like what you're doing on social media.
It's not even that. It's like everything is fake. It's like to you even to like look at a nigga's followers and to think like that's what you should be grading a nigga on. It's like obviously it's cap because a AI nigga, a nigga that's not real, like Instagram can give like that nigga 10 million whatever. Like who knows what it is? Like I'm not saying so many people who got millions of followers don't actually have real followers and views, but like who knows like why is that like even that shouldn't even be a grasp. Like I was outside, bro, like the other day, and I heard my man's rap. Like he was like this nigga. He was like the best rapper I ever heard in my life. This nigga was freestyling for like 30 minutes at a time, not stopping, and the shit was like crazy. And he's just my man who just be outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But nigga, fuck that AI nigga. Like he ain't got shit on my man's. But my man's ain't gonna get nothing. But like he gonna be trapping still. My man's gonna be trapping. So that's how he gonna get his. But ain't nobody can rap better than him. That's what's real to me. Like it's just
yeah,
it is what it is.
You want to
shit's
know
crazy.
the scary answer to your question? How he got that many followers? If it wasn't just given to him, um, the reality of the fact is kids love that shit. And I think when I was just looking it up, it said he was associated with Fortnite in some way. Like he
Mm,
started on Fortnite. So you
yeah,
gotta like people have to really understand how they coming for the kids, like and how powerful your child's soul is because they already living and existing in a world they don't know anything but the internet. You know, we are literally the last generation that connects life before social media and um, and life afterwards. These kids only know that, and so in a way, that's already um, a soulless life in a sense to be so captivated by technology and the internet, and that's why Jeff, you can fuck with your mans because you connecting to these words that he freestyling. You can see his spirit in that, and y'all can connect on a soul level like that. But there's no connection between AI and um a lot of the younger generation that's just following it just because it's like just the next thing.
I think I want to say this though. I think you're right to a point. Like I think there's a difference between our generation and these youngins, like because they are on social media. But I think that just because they're on social media, that doesn't mean like they're going for stuff like this. Like I be around youngins and like yeah, they be posting stuff on social media and they do be following a lot of trends, but at the same time, like some of these youngins, like just like they young and they got their own following and stuff like that. But like they kind of reflect who I was as at my age too. Like that they still are like connected, and I don't think that just because like these youngins are on social media, I don't always think that that's a bad thing. It's just a difference between you know our generation and theirs. I think that like that's a point.
but I think it catch like it's like 50-50 because I look at the youth too, and I see that not all of them caught up in the social media bullshit or internet bullshit, but a lot of them are like deep into it.
For sure.
So, and it's
But like,
targeted.
man, my fault. Go ahead. I see I see like a lot of them like they are who we were. Like they still like do like they still in the streets and all that type of stuff. And I don't know. Like I feel like sometimes our generation looks at the younger generation and is like, yeah, like that. But like I feel like they sometimes at the same time they do be just who we are, just in a new form and fashion too.
Yeah, no doubt. Shit come in cycles.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that it's targeted towards it. Like when I first found out about the AI rapper dude, I did like my research and shit. And through YouTube, I seen some of his like little shorts or reels or whatever the hell they called. Um, and he was just like talking about hot Cheetos and just all this childish ass little shit that kids will like fucking eat up and love. Like a 7-year old would be like, "Oh my god, that's the coolest thing ever." So
And
Yeah,
that's
it was.
that's
Yeah.
why I wanted to, that was kind of what I was gonna say. I ain't talking about the youngins, like the 20-year-olds, the ones that's old enough to be able to, make moves and have an impact and I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that's still playing Fortnite. Like Like you get them a gift card, they about to spend $50 in Fortnite gear so they can do the draft. I'm talking about that age range. Like
And the
those are the
kids.
ones I think because they don't understand. I don't think they understand the importance of, or unless they're being raised that way, they're not out here connecting with nature and real life. A lot of what they see
Mm-hmm.
is versatile
Yeah.
to me. That's
Especially
just
after the pandemic.
yeah, that's just me. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot.
I definitely agree with you, and I think that that's probably the scariest part of it all because how many people actually sitting there with their kids and watching what they're doing on Fortnite the whole time? And actually
Well,
paying attention to the characters and things that they're doing because that is the most impressionable age. So I
mm-hmm.
definitely think that that's what kind of makes it look scary. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know
And
no better.
then when they turn 20, they be little demons and like, how did they get this way?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they've been watching demons the whole time while they was
Right.
at the table with their tablet eating dinner.
Mhm.
They
Yeah. Because
watching
how many
some
people
bullshit.
actually talk while you eating dinner? Like everybody's on their phone.
Mm-hmm. Fact.
It's
I
crazy.
know. Yeah. There you go. Crazy.
But yeah, man, it's like a fucking zombie apocalypse. It's like that's a good segue to just move on to the next topic. who who you had an observation, bro? So I want you to open it
Oh
up.
yeah. So not like this ain't for the weak of heart, but I be doing readings. I have been doing readings for a while. And in doing readings, the stories that I've been getting have been real like American horror story type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
out of nowhere, this person just snapped and killed everybody. Just like, and that's not like rare. It's like happening more and more.
I'm
And then
I'm
like
concerned now.
yeah, overdoses. Yeah, it's like I'm saying like it's real. You know what I'm saying? And the work that I do is to help people psychologically not cut themselves off and be a fucking zombie out here and then like snap and then you find yourself in a fucked up situation, bro. When I was locked up, it was a lot of people who was in jail who was like, damn, I just snapped and now I'm in here for 8 years and all types of shit. So it's just like that ain't the way
Mm-hmm.
to go. But I do feel like it's real strange out here with the ways that people treat each other. Like nobody really regard human life, and that really be scaring the fuck out of me, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? So do y'all think like the fentanyl? They said that it's more bodies than they got places for in the morgue in a lot of cities because of fentanyl overdoses. And it's
It's
just like
bad.
what's driving these people? What's motivating these people? Man, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I feel so disconnected to what's making people act so fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I be trying to be as positive and like really be authentic in my positivity, but the way that people be treating each other, I'll be like, what the fuck going on out here? That's
Mm-hmm.
just what I be seeing, bro. I don't know.
I feel like the fucking pandemic disconnected people from they fucking like social empathy a lot, and that's still just going on and carrying on. It- We've been seeing all this fucking madness, and it's just been madness for the past 3 years. That I think it's been so much that people internalized it, and um, I maybe even identified with it and became madness themselves. You know what I mean?
That's an interesting. I like that perspective.
It's like the outside changing the inside. But
Damn, that's deep.
I ain't trying to get too deep. I ain't trying to drown tonight.
Nah, yeah,
Turning
no.
into you turning into a guru. Whoa, like what the
No,
hell,
oh
bro?
man, never
You
that.
getting guru status right now, man. Like what's going?
I ain't never been that. I just be talking, bro.
Um, I
I
think
think
it's people who was talking.
no. Go ahead. Sorry.
Um, I don't know. I think it's people like not trusting themselves in a sense. People always like looking outside for something. I think like that shit is fucking them up. I think people just really have a hard time not trusting themselves, man. And I think like that within itself is like is one of the biggest issues. People, I think the whole point of you calling like like this topic it being a zombie apocalypse is like like I don't really know what zombies do in their free time, but it look like they just be following some shit. Like it look like they just be walking around like following something. I don't know what they following, but they following something. I don't even think they know what they
Yeah.
follow. But like it's and people I just and I feel like if you're following something you don't know what you're following, like you a zombie. I think like that's kind of what it is, man. And yeah, to your point, like people are wilding. Um, they don't even know why. Like people are doing things and they don't know why they're doing it. Whether it's
Hmm.
like addiction, whether it's just like people just like feeling like lack of self-esteem, confidence. Um, People just always feeling like they need something. Like I know a little dude, bro. This man is like he's little, bro, and this man was this this guy out the hospital because he couldn't find like cause he looking for lean, and this man is way too little to be like ever like knowing what like lean is, and he having with like he's getting out the hospital because he having withdrawals. This man is 14 years old. How to like
Oh my god.
yes,
Nah.
yes,
Wow.
like because that's what I mean. Like always, he's all like these young like just be looking for something, not just knowing like sit your tail down and relax, bro. Like
That shit kind of like I don't know with that lean shit. It made me think like this shit just from the programming, from like just from the music, from all the influencers.
following,
And
like following what he's hearing, following like hit like older dudes that he see outside like doing what they do, and like now you are dealing with that. You know what I'm
learning the hard way.
Yeah. And I guess in a sense that's like that zombie energy, like, you know what I'm saying, mindless behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like moving real mindlessly, like, they really don't know what to do for real. And unfortunately, because everybody's so detached, they really don't have the mental to like teach them. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause growing up, we was outside. We're outside, you know what I'm saying? We were outside playing till the street lights came on, trying to run up the block before it got real dark, but they don't know nothing about that.
Right.
Learning from your environment, not the fucking internet.
Right.
Like
Hmm.
you knew your neighbors, you knew everybody on the block. I don't know. I haven't known my neighbors for years, not just recently. It's been a minute. I don't never know my neighbors. Like
Yeah. Only
saying? And
people.
now, go ahead.
Only my grandma knew her neighbors. That's all I was gonna say.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was still at that when I was young. I still knew my neighbors growing up when I was young. Like not now, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
not
no it.
now. That's over. That shit done. It's crazy.
I
Yeah.
think
Oh my God, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think another thing that kind of contribute to that zombie like energy. Remember, it's probably been a little over a year ago now. You said something about them shorts when they had just started those 8-second video clips.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Attention deficit. I thought you was gonna talk about the Popeyes chicken, but yeah, the
That
the
too.
the reels and the TikToks and the dance steps. We
I
done
think
for. Like we done. Like it's over. Like our brains.
I think they've short circuited for real, for real. And
Yeah,
if people aren't intentional about like like
Anything.
right, about anything, yes, then there goes that mindless behavior again. I've seen somebody be a zombie and just like be in their phone, and they can't even tell me the video they just watched, but they just watched it, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Too much information.
Mindless behavior. It is. It's information overload. Um,
And to go back to the AI so heavily, it's like
it
Yeah.
goes.
this
It
shit learned.
has
That
that.
shit learned us. It's learned what we
It's
like,
got,
learned
you know what I'm
what we
saying?
don't like, how long we can learn something, like how long we can pay attention. Like, that shit really learned us, and it's still learning us.
We're creating crutches we just don't need.
Oh
And it's not
god,
even a we. It's just like powers that be keep creating crutches that the general public just don't need because it's making the masses slower and slower and slower. But that's precisely what
yeah,
they
yeah.
want. So
Damn.
Y'all
That's
remember
crazy.
this movie that came out on Disney? It was a superhero movie, like a black superhero movie. I can't remember the name of it.
and
It was
cop
like Up in the Way.
that wasn't no Disney.
I
It
think
was
it was
on
Up in the Way.
The one with
up
Robert
in the way.
Townsend.
I haven't.
It was like the kids, as basically they brought in this program to put on the computer for the kids at school. And so they had to go home and watch, this program or whatever. And they ended up being like watching this screen until the next day. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the name of that movie, but it was
I never
definitely a
heard of it.
black superhero
He might
movie.
have
I think
said,
it was Up
I,
in the Way.
Sky
I
High
remember what you're talking about. I remember what you're talking about.
was it Sky High?
Bruh, she
It
said black
wasn't Sky High.
superhero movie, bro.
Yeah,
It,
it wasn't
and
Sky
Said
High.
Disney though.
Robert Townsend was a daddy, right? You know Robert
Yes,
Townsend? Yeah,
yes,
that one. I know you're talking
yes.
Robert
That's
Townsend.
basically what we living in. Like, it's the program. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like it's a program. That's crazy that you said it made them stay until the next day
The
watching the
Meteor
same shit.
Man.
Yeah,
It
they
wasn't
literally
Meteor Man.
they was
Well, it wasn't
Let me
Robert
look it
Townsend.
up. Let me look it up.
it was a Disney movie. But yeah, I
While
know.
you looking it up, am I the only one that thought we had more time? Like
What you mean?
I thought a lot of this stuff has been said to come for years and years and years and years, right? We knew we were gonna be here. We were conspiracy theorists, but we knew the shit was coming. But I really thought that we had some more time. Like I didn't think I was gonna be living
Mm,
in the era with the AI. Like I could go see the AI rapper in concert. I didn't think that.
Nah,
I
I
ain't.
feel like it's too slow. Like it's too slow for me because I'm kind of older. It's supposed to have been happen like at 2000. We were supposed to experience this shit. It's 2022. Like
Yeah,
we
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 supposed to
don't
be
got flying
right.
cars yet or nothing. Like we
Yeah.
on some. We taking our good old time. Like no, but yeah, I do feel you though. Like, but it's like both, I guess, because we advanced in some ways and we still kind of like crave nature and crave like that archaic way of being, like as opposed to just like all of this computer dating app shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Do y'all like technology now, or do y'all crave for nature?
It's a balance, bro. Like I be on technology, like I'll be on my phone and shit. That's big
Mm-hmm.
technology. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I try to get outside as much as possible. And
Yeah.
if my
When
phone, leave my phone in the car or
when
some shit.
when I was a kid, I was addicted to the PlayStation, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's a,
Sega.
and I'm sure Torrin, your grandma was like, "Yo, these times is crazy too." It's like I feel like it's all the same and kind of relative to what we dealing with, and I feel like yeah, we are in those times, but I feel like like the next generation is gonna be in some crazy times too. Um,
Maybe we've been in these times, but it's just the fact that we got so much information. Like we just know shit. We know
that's
what's going
that's
on
the
the other
biggest.
side of the world. We know what's going on everywhere. So it's like a damn. I'm getting too deep.
Yeah, but and that
Guru.
right there, it's we got information. I think that people think like because we have information that like that's like a good thing necessarily. I feel like we got a whole bunch of ish that don't help us, and like and we we also got a whole bunch of stuff that does help us too. I mean, there's always like a balance to it, but um, I almost forgot my point. But yeah, the information age, having a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't that really don't serve us, and most people focus on that like what isn't really serving us. And I think that has to do kind of with this topic. Like we got so much, but like niggas is stuck on information, like being in their ego, thinking like they smarter than in the past generations and stuff like that. When my grandma was outside in the grass, on a farm, uh, 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 you know, uh, growing her own stuff and owning the house. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they own the house, like
that
and
shit was different back then though.
took care of big old family. Yeah, it was different, but like they were self sufficient. They ain't need nobody for nothing. They had everything, and like
Bro,
they
I
they were
seen
they were kings. You know what I'm saying? They were like my grandparents were kings.
facts. I seen some shit where they like trying to even like tax the people who are self sufficient, like the people who have wells and
Solar.
solar panels, maybe too. And I seen California, they trying to like charge them for as the water that they take out their own well. So it's like damn near it's hard as fuck to be self sufficient because they trying their best to no take that shit away, and the laws have already been passed to make that shit legal. So
True, but to your point, me starting a cannabis brand in DC, if you look at the laws on paper, like I feel like everybody was telling me, nah, don't do it, but like I feel like yeah, just I think like that's
just
just
gotta do it.
yeah, it's just like fuck it, bro, just do it because that's what we want to do. So I feel like and to yeah, it is difficult, but I think everything that's worth it we find on the opposite side of that struggle.
Let me throw something out there real quick. Like when you had like people own their own houses, that's in the olden times, but these times we can own our houses just the same, but it requires people to come together. Like it's like the ways of prices, in the ways of the market, in the way that we just overall living. Like if you look at any other race, Chinese, Mexicans, they got this down pat. They all going chip in. If it take 10 of them, they going to all chip into a house, stack their money up, and then expand. And I think for black people, it's more of a condition to once you get 18, get the fuck out and figure it out. But we at a disadvantage when it's time to be successful, and everybody around us, every race of people is collectivizing, and we just out here just trying to figure it out by ourselves. So it's like my business, my house, my this, my that, and it's like you amazing if you able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Congrats,
Hmm.
but the world don't even work like that. So it's like you overextending yourself, like for what? You know what I'm saying? Like I
They
don't know.
go
I think it's more about community.
they go well into the topic we've been talking about or trying to figure out how we want to talk about it. Like commodity amongst each other, man and
Mm.
women, and men and woman and women. Um, while we can't really work together or seem to get shit going, get some traction, like we might start something as a community or as a collective, but get that shit 6 weeks.
Mm.
You can't really hear from nobody no more.
Yeah.
So
People gonna get pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Somebody gonna feel a certain type of way, and then it's like fuck you, then basically, and then people just gonna go to whatever is normal, and it's just like it's crazy. I
yeah,
done tried to do a lot of shit with a lot of different people, and I've been successful in other areas. And most of the time, though, it's usually duds because motherfuckers don't really care, give a fuck, and they'll drop the ball and do what feels right. But it's like the world operate one way, collective, enterprising, a whole bunch of people having the same goal. I don't know why niggas is like, I'm gonna do it all for myself. And I'm like, bro, like, where did you see that at? And who do you know that's successful doing that? Like, everybody you know got a job or something or a
I blame
business
Twitter.
with
It's
people.
I blame
Like,
Twitter entrepreneurs.
man, Instagram
Instagram.
influencers.
But no, I
I
don't
guess
know.
that goes back into that ego, though, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everybody
it
kind
do.
of goes back into doing what's best for them. And I think where it goes wrong is like you don't communicate. You know, you tend to just be like, all right, well, I'm gonna do my thing. I got stuff going on, and then you don't hear from nobody. You know what I'm saying? But where it can be more of that collectivism, is that the word? Collectivism
Mhm.
energy, to where we can actually help each other out. Like it's all about communication and removing that ego. Because that ego is what really fuck us up.
Yeah.
Like,
Communication, don't get communication is a big piece of it,
yeah.
but you can speak it too. But like if motherfuckers ain't like willing
What's
to
motherfucker say? Communication is one thing, comprehension is a whole other motherfucking thing. Like,
Like,
I could say it all day long what we need to do. Niggas would be like, yep.
That shit sound beautiful.
It's amazing what you just said, bro, but I ain't about to do a damn thing. Like,
facts.
Y'all think
Yeah.
the disconnect with like y'all said when the egos come into play? Because for me, I think I'm realizing that it comes from a lack of conflict resolution. So when you're triggered, when there's a misunderstanding, um, when something has made you feel a way, what happens after that? Like what do you do to move past or get to the other side of it? And I think that is that question, different people are going to handle it differently, and it's based off of their own life experiences, their upbringing, if that's a skill that they were taught, if they grew up in a safe space where they could even express that they were feeling away, like all of that stuff is going to play into how to move past, I guess, the conflict to try to keep working together. But for others, myself included, like it's like social anxiety kick in, and then you like, nah, fuck this, because it ain't no conflict over here. You know, might not be no people over here either, but at least it's where it's safe and where it's comfortable. That's what I know, and I think for it's easy to revert back to what you know in those situations if you don't know how to at least attempt some level of conflict resolution.
Constant say one thing, like, I it's conflict if it's bullshit. It ain't no conflict if it's purposeful. Like, I work, like, for the past 2 weeks I went on a podcast because I was working with Spirit Doula. I've been working with her for like the past 3 years, and it's always purposeful. It's always prosperous. It's never nothing. Like, so it's like, I don't know if everybody got the same goal. Why is there conflict? You know what I'm saying? That would be my question. What's the purpose of the conflict? Because sometimes the conflict is just like, yo, indication that it's some bullshit taking place. Because usually, if I say, let's go make this money, and the motherfucker like, but I got a conflict first, and it's like, wait, why? Like, we're getting to the bag. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's just me though. I will cut you the fuck off if you got conflict, and that's probably me being a child. Probably still.
A lot of people block themselves off from like their own success though.
Yeah,
That's a
fear of
whole. That's a
success.
hell
That's what
yeah.
I had written. Hmm.
That's a
But
whole.
that does not mean that you don't have differences and like in those moments. Like it's just like, yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
have differences, but like, all right, we're gonna be different, but like shit, so fucking what? Like let's
Mhm.
to your point, let's talk, let's communicate, but we still got shit that we gotta do. So it's like shit got we gotta get past feeling any type of way.
Hell yeah. Let the emotions go.
That's that emotional intelligence you was talking about earlier. And I
Mhm.
Yeah.
know Hood Mystic has talked about it a lot too. That emotional intelligence. Because it all boils down to being safe. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, it's a safe space. Like people have to feel comfortable to be able to be vulnerable to communicate when they're struggling or when they're going through stuff.
Mhm.
So,
That's a
And
fact.
and I think that was part of the question. Like, as a woman, do we feel like those spaces are um, readily available, or at least amongst our group, do we have um, those safe spaces to be vulnerable and get the support we need? And I think um, it definitely depends on the individuals. Um, I think as a woman, you have to, at least be able to be honest enough with yourself first and foremost to understand that you need guidance, or to seek outside um, counsel or input from something you may be challenged with, just because somebody else can maybe speak to it from their experience. So that's the first part of it, is saying, all right, I don't got this. Because women, we like, I can just speak for myself. I like to have my shit under control, emotions, whatever, like on all levels of, I like to feel like I have it all together. But if not, I personally feel like I have females who are also um, positive and high vibrational, and I can reach out to support me and say, give some insight. But though these are my close friends with, like I've known them for years and I've built and cultivated these relationships. But if the if another female came to me and said, "Hey, where can I go to find this?" I don't know that I would know where to point them um,
Yeah,
to
That's
where they,
real.
and
yeah.
oh, no, I
and
want to.
and
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead, Jay.
No, no, go ahead, Jade.
I want to add to that because I actually have a really good support group when it comes to sisters in the community, and it definitely took a long time to get there. Like you said, like building those relationships, because sometimes you got to weed people out. I definitely noticed amongst females, it's a lot of pride and jealousy, a lot of envy. So it's really hard to in the beginning, I guess, to trust who you can open up to, because and I think that probably stems from mommy issues. If you talk to your mom about something and then all your aunties know, you go and tell your your sister, and she end up telling your mama, and then the whole family know by the end of the night. So I think a lot of it stems from that, but it's like getting over that fear of being judged to be able to be open and vulnerable to talking to people and be like, hey, I need you, you know. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
definitely grateful for the opportunity to have learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Do you think that comes with age, or like, did you find your sisterhood with age, or like, or is it a variation of different ages and women that you uh, come to be close with?
It's definitely a variation of different ages that
Mhm.
women that I've come to be close with, and it's come with experience. Um, you know, Trusting in people that were older than me or younger than me. I noticed I hang around a lot, or not even hang around. I'm associated with a lot of older women who have a little bit more wisdom than people my age, so that they can kind of, teach me the things that they learned, and I was kind of able to receive it. But it took me a minute to even get to that space to do so. So it definitely come with age and experience.
Mm, for sure.
I think like to your point, like that's also something that guys deal with, is like men have jealousy and envy towards each other. Like men like can like have those feelings too. But I feel
That
like
shit can turn deadly.
there's a point where like you as a guy, like you're going through kind of boyhood, but like you find men, you find like men who are willing to kind of put time and effort into you, like that you look up to, that you might want to emulate. I know that I've had men in my life who have given me space and time to be able to just be open, and been there enough to help me, like, coach and guide me, to be able to grow to my best self for sure.
Hmm.
One, I realized I went with my brother last week to the barbershop. He was just running errands, so I got to sit, and I don't have you know sons or anything, so I don't go to the barbershop. So this was a unique experience for me to like sit and watch him, communicate and like just engage with his barber. And I realized, I think for a lot of men, like that's a space where, they is a safe space to some degree, or maybe once upon a time. It might be different now, but some men have a unique relationship with their barber in that their barber also comes to be their mentor. Maybe new age, these new age.
Where y'all from? Y'all from Virginia? Y'all got like a
Virginia like that. Virginia.
whimsical outlook on, like y'all just got it together out there. I'm not throwing no shade, but y'all got a good thing going on out that bitch. Like
It get colder than D though,
support
bro.
and
When,
like
when
I
I
can't.
lived in, bro, when
It's
I
cold
mean,
in the D, like you know what
It
I'm
get
saying.
colder
Like
than D, bro.
man, these barbers is cutthroat. Like man, shit. Like
no lie, no,
it is not the '90s no more. Like, no, but
but yeah,
I
no,
hear you though.
when I was a young in Virginia, like it was like that. Like my dad would take me
Hmm.
to the barber, and it was like the barber, like that nigga was
Hmm.
like he was like an extended preacher. Like that nigga was like
Hmm. Kicking
somebody.
that wisdom.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was like some shit like that.
and see,
Hmm.
and so at least if nothing else, that introduces, even at a young age, if it's not what was to continue, that introduce you to a space amongst men where, there was somewhat of that type of, but you gotta think for women, it's the complete opposite. Like
Yeah.
the beauty shop is messy. They gossip, and my mom is a hairstylist, so for a long time I was a child, like just in the beauty shop.
Hmm.
I've seen it, like somebody might come over, stand on top of your head while you're getting your hair done and just be gossiping, or who down there did what. It's not the same at all. Is how
Hmm.
I imagine. Even if all barbershops aren't like that. I
Our,
just
but just men in general is very cooperative and very mentor. Like men are team based and like cliques and crews of men. Like men have to work together and rely on one another for survival, for finances. Like most of the guys that you see together, they eat together too. And I don't necessarily when we posed the question in the pre-show, we saying do you eat with your friends? Like, do you make money with your friends? Like, is it like everything that you need it to be? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
where we're always getting that mentorship as men. Like, some outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some lonely type dudes, but men in general, like the general man, is on a football team, basketball team, barbershop coach, mentor, big brother. Um, every we have that, you know what I'm saying? And it's normal for us really to have like guidance. Like I just think of like my father-in-law, just a strong man that's always assisting me or mentoring me. But like, I don't necessarily think we talk about it either.
And not like I'm like, and to your point, like how we were talking about it in the pre-show, it's like that's something that the women who have been in my life, like
Hmm.
I've seen them. If I'm being honest, they put on fronts with to a certain degree with the women in their lives. Like they take pictures together when they go on trips, but it's
Hmm.
like, what I'm saying, like when it's like
Hmm.
real deals, like life stuff, like they depend on a man to help them with certain things. Like I don't always see them have that same support. Whereas to me, like no disrespect, but I'm never coming to a woman for something like because I have support. Like I have guys who like who are always there with me day in and day out, who hold me down in anything kind of I need support in.
Where I think a lot of men don't have it too because the ones that
Yeah,
you
that
know,
too.
the
For
ones
sure.
who get weeded out because they did fuck shit.
They weasels and the
Yeah,
snitches and
Yeah,
the bitches.
yeah.
And they
It's a lot
they
of them
kind
out
of
there.
yeah, and they don't get they don't get they're not a part of the clique or the crew no more because they get kicked out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of
Hmm.
men like that too.
For sure, for sure.
Right.
Um, somebody had something to say. Well, I think that's like a good segue to the next topic, trading places, because you know
Mm.
those weasel type niggas.
They be the ones.
I
They
mean,
be the
not
ones.
yeah, yeah,
yeah, them
yeah.
niggas.
Like, all right, let me share my screen and show y'all what we basing this one off of. Can y'all see that?
That's
Got
a
kicked.
grown
Got
man.
kicked out the cool club.
You think he got kicked out the Clue Club, bro?
Facts. Big facts.
Definitely lost some cool points.
Okay.
That's a.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because it sounds so cold, but like that looks like a fatherless man to me. Like I don't. Something is missing from that man, from his life. There's no.
Yeah,
Cause I don't know one man that's gonna
That
let
nigga, that
female.
nigga, that nigga's daddy should give him a spanking right now.
all right, right
He's
now,
making
wherever he
It's
can, wherever
overdue.
he is.
Overdue.
meet his
Man,
ass whipped.
yeah,
But
man.
Crazy.
And I guess we talking about this just to talk about how it's a switch of not a switch, but it's more men being feminine and more women being masculine.
No, but like, am I the only one who be watching the TikTok videos and the niggas that be dancing? It be like they be having the bitches, but they be like doing the dances like the bitches. It's
I
like
don't even know. I don't
that's
see
a
it.
thing. No, I'm telling you, it's a thing, bro.
That's
I be
crazy.
observing it. Like I think the feminine man is more of a because he gonna be doing the TikTok dances with her. You know, gonna do whatever she want him to do, and you know, fuck her later too. It's like a double
Yeah,
deuce, I guess. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's an everything world out here, man. You know, bitches getting everything that they want, people
For
getting
real.
everything that they want. So it's like you
But it's
seeing
been.
men become more be like that's what they women like.
I think it's like it's more feminine. Feminine energy is ruling right now, but some men don't know how to handle that in a masculine way.
Is it?
Mm-mm.
Is it though?
No, it's not that.
Well, when you just said
I
feminine
feel
energy
you.
is ruling right now, I don't feel like that. Like I don't feel like
Hmm?
feminine,
I,
the divine feminine is being upheld and like that's what's the ruling energy. I feel like more so emasculated is ruling. Like I would call it
hmm,
emasculated
I'm.
energy before I call it all the way feminine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I'm
feel you on that.
like when you go to an event though, and like the energy is so strong, like just these girls twerking, like they getting money, or just this is it's divine feminine energy because it's like it take me over. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like women got a strong power about them
They
though.
do.
You know, and if they use it, it's like all bets are off. Something else is happening based upon their energy, and it's just like what would be the other thing that's taking place besides divine feminine energy? I'm curious.
She said emasculation of.
What do that look like? I didn't know. I don't really
I mean,
like
I feel like in the media it's a lot of emasculation, but in
in
real
what
life
way.
it's more the feminine is in power. So in that way, like
Mhm.
the media emasculates men all the time. I feel like I don't know, man.
Mhm.
True, but at the same time, it's like that's our talking point. But like, what are we basing ish off of? Like, you know? like
Mhm.
what media is presenting or what reality is, and
Both.
to your point, Torin, like I feel what you're saying in the sense like you feeling like feminine energy isn't what's being presented, but it's like I also feel like what should our focus be? I know personally my focus is like what I deal with on like just a natural basis, and it ain't what's being shown on TV. So yeah, like
It's just
definitely
observation though. It's,
for
it's
sure.
like
No,
because that ain't the focus at all. But
Mhm.
we got to talk about something. So,
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with
it's
it.
like,
I'm with
would
it.
you do you feel like the media can control whether a person have high energy and high vibration? Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
when you come into a room and come into a building, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that still can happen. Like you can still pull a chick if you got the right energy about yourself. You can still attract the type of energy that you want when you take care of yourself. I see it every day, you know. But it's like the media say all men are lonely, and I'm like,
hmm
okay, if that's like, I
yeah.
guess like,
That's that red pill bullshit, bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
red pill shit.
and I think like for me, like I get what you're saying to the point like, yeah, that's not what is being promoted or pushed, nothing like that. But at the same time, I'm just like what is like I'm always like just gonna be the person that's like, yeah, like what is has to do with like my own existence, like what's coming from me and what I see. So
Mm.
um to that point, like, you know, pause.
because they do try to manipulate the reality a lot of times. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
constant they because okay, I feel like we all create our own reality, but it's like a collective thing too going on that people are
Mhm,
living in that has power that
mhm,
is that exists too that's
mhm,
outside of ourselves, but we still feel the effects of it.
The
mhm.
algorithm, because the
Is
algorithm.
it like peer pressure?
Not like peer pressure, it's more like like a
It,
whole. It's
it's
a
I think it's what causes peer pressure.
mm-hmm.
It's what causes that zombiness that like it's what causes motherfuckers to just do what what is like a what's being shown in front of them.
Yeah.
I remember girls being mean to me when I wasn't on my purpose, and then when I got on my purpose, they would they wasn't mean. So it's like I don't know. Like I feel like they were supposed to be mean. You know what I'm saying? So when people
Get
get on the
you right.
internet, like these girls treated me like shit, and it's like you was
You're not
probably
there
a
yet.
lame. You
Yeah.
deserved it. Like
Yeah.
why are you like? I felt like she was right. I should have dressed up or looked better. You know what I mean? But I didn't. So you feel
Mm-hmm.
me? She treated me like she was supposed to.
But
Poor
that
man.
that's actually what I was gonna say to Jeff's point about what this topic or what it looks like in on social media versus in reality. And I feel like in reality, for me personally, I think um, I look around sometimes and I feel like men aren't. I don't know, like maybe they aren't leading like they should. You know, like and women are taking the lead and dictating, which there's nothing wrong with being in control of your own life and your own purpose, but for the sake of a relationship, um, you have a lot of men that are just willing to go with the flow or whatever or whatever. And to me, that's a more of a feminine energy than a masculine energy. A lot of times, there are still women out here who want to be led in a situation and help a man, like help serve a man's purpose or help him to understand his purpose, but he don't even know that he's on a mission or on a quest to do so. He just in a whatever, he's just going with the flow.
Playing NBA 2K.
Yeah.
I got a purpose and I play 2K.
Thanks.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Nigga,
We got a
I play
trigger.
2K too.
We got
I
a
play
trigger.
2K too.
We got a trigger.
I'm just
I don't play
saying.
this shit that much though.
I play it from time to time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna absorb my whole day. Niggas be on the court
All
trying
day.
to make all day, trying to get a girl though, trying to
No
get some
ambition.
pussy in the
At the end of the
meantime,
day.
in between time. Like as soon as this NBA 2K done, I'm gonna call her. Like what? But them
Hey, you did
niggas that get
everything.
why do them niggas get the pussy though?
But
That'd
he
be
still,
my
that's the
question.
same
Bro.
shit I was gonna say. They still get the pussy.
They get the most.
Man, I'm sure like the
They
bummiest
get the
niggas
most.
getting pussy.
They get the
Hey.
most.
What's up, AD?
What's up,
They
baby?
get the pussy.
Yeah, man. The bummiest niggas be getting the most pussy, and I just never understand that. I work two jobs, and I
I
still
work
ain't got
two
no
jobs.
pussy.
It's because
And
you
the
work
nigga
two
in
jobs.
Taekwondo.
It's because you work two jobs. They love them men. They can be laid up when they get back
Hell
off.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want somebody to go
Yeah.
do too
You,
much.
you over here buying flowers and shit, bro. Come on.
You go home to go to sleep.
Hey,
nigga.
I
You
buy
ain't got
flowers
time
too. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Hold on. We gonna get there. But I think Jay was ready to say something else too from my point. What you was ready to say, Jay? It's a little choppy.
Okay. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just on the aspect of the roles being reversed, like as a woman, I don't necessarily feel comfortable being submissive to somebody that I feel like I have to lead. Just wanted to piggyback off with that when you mentioned that, because then it becomes, now I'm trying to get myself together, but I also got to get you together too, and you're supposed to be the man, the provider, the pillar. So I just want to add my little 2 cents on that.
And I can respect that for sure.
For sure.
sure.
I think it's a lot of women that feel that way, and it's a lot of men that ain't equipped to be that pillar and that leader, but they still got the pussy though. So
every man can't be a leader, and every man can't, like, in the world of life is like somebody gotta put the piping in, like somebody gotta be the plumber. Like, why everybody gotta be a leader? It's like
Yo, nigga,
being a man is not being a leader. Like equating man to leader is like saying every man was the colonel of the army. No, a lot of niggas was the archer, bow and arrow nigga. Like, but we was all comfortable in our roles. So I think like women expect a leader. Like we talking about dating expectations, and it's like it's like 10% of men's DNA to be the leaders. The rest of us is followers, just like everybody else. But is that good enough? You know what I'm saying? Because the Chinese nigga who was that's a follower. He got him a regular Chinese wife that ain't like, you need to be a boss, Changzi. Like it's just
I mean,
life.
it probably happened in their culture too. We just don't know.
But are we just talking about like?
But that's not the optics. You always see them in couples. You always see Mexican, like the little Mexican motherfuckers. They wifed up. They got husbands and wives, little Mexican babies.
Better get us since they were 13.
They have built on the instability that is.
He having 7 kids by the same woman.
Hell yeah.
Say it again, Cam.
Like we real deal got. Hold on, I don't know if y'all can hear me.
We carry you.
You good?
For sure. We got like entire enterprises and companies dedicated to the well, not even downfall, but profiting from the downfall that is like the family unit that we once had or are dwindling, or some people are, still do have. Like I had it growing up. I thought it was normal. And then, I branched out the older I got, and I realized like, oh shit, this was, I think I was a one-off, might be like, by myself in that regard. But damn, I can't hear y'all now.
But
we was listening, nigga.
But I don't think other groups have that. You know what I'm saying? Like in our hoods, you got rent to own places. Like you don't have things that are built towards ownership, towards foundational things, like which would be, you know,
Right.
relationships, which would be, you know, leading oneself to not financial ruin with me paying 2 times MSRP over the course of a 18-month loan for this dumbass TV. Like there's two
Rent a
kids in a
Man,
fucking
center,
apartment.
yeah, all that shit.
Payday loans and shit. You don't see that shit in anybody in nobody's neighborhood, but very low income joints, and more often than not ours. So I'm just speaking on us as far as that goes. I feel like that takes into account like there's a certain group of people that would engage in that type of business. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna find many leaders in neighborhoods and shit where they aren't bred to be. Those aren't the choices that are provided to them. Type shit. I'm not saying these people aren't, you know, to blame for their own shit, but I do think this is like design. Like I don't think it's like, I think on the opposite end, you do have people that are making better decisions as far as like what they want out of their marriages,
yeah,
relationships, and shit like that. And whether they be women or men, I think they're still one of the few. Like, because
I
it's a lot of
agree.
bullshit out here. Like, and it's a lot
Right.
of, they've encountered bullshit before they got to you. You just so happen to be just driven towards something
I
the same.
agree.
Like shit.
I agree 130% with everything you said. But all I'm gonna say is like is when you get arrested, ignorance is not an excuse, you know, for
Mhm.
like it's not an excuse to you know for you not to deal with the consequences. So I feel like you're 100% right. But if we the ones in it, who gonna get us out of it? Except to your point of knowing that we the ones in it. And yeah,
And it's like that.
but yeah, you right.
The AI shit we were talking about earlier. It's a lot of zombies out here. So
I
I
just
feel like
wanted
that.
to add. I just wanted to add to like just for clarity when and speaking about a leader, I'm not necessarily, and I think most women aren't necessarily always looking for equating that to being the boss or the entrepreneur, the this type of nigga. That just means
Right.
if you're not the, you
It's
might not
making
be the,
decisions.
like you said, the colonel. You might not be the colonel. You might be Archer. Okay, but so that means you have to understand everything there is to know about designing and constructing a bow and arrow. So now, because that's your purpose, and you have this woman here that can help support and fulfill your purpose, then show her, teach her, lead her, and this is how we're gonna construct the best bow and arrow type thing. So no, you don't have to be a leader in the sense that you're top, you're at the head of the chain, but still know where you're going in your purpose and the I guess the support that you need. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm
Like
explaining
I
it.
feel you. Like show her how
Yeah.
to play 2K.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
And just to
show
add to
show.
that, if you, oh, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, I was just being stupid. Go ahead.
No, you said something about 2K.
Yeah. What you got to say? You said to add.
Oh, just to add to what you was saying, like we all have our strengths and weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess that's where the codependency part comes in, at knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are, because in certain areas, you know, you might be better at financial literacy or budgeting than me. You know, whereas I might be better at, you know, clean up around the house or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there. But, you know, being able to kind of play on those strengths and knowing where you can lead and where you need to be led. But again, that goes to being able to know yourself first, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like
does.
people that make sound decisions for themselves can, I think, more often than not, be trusted to make sound decisions in the development of a conjoined us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I just peep how a person act with the white man and then be like, I love you so much, and then give me the ass to kiss. So I'd be like, okay, all right,
Let me get a discount in.
showing up to work every day. But then when it's like relationship shit, it's more or less like, well, you could be doing this better. It's more like, I think relationships should be much more serious than they are. And
Yeah.
then it's a lot of like confusion, like, why it ain't work out? And it's like, well, shit, did you put in the work work or effort to make sure that it was ultimately successful. And that's like back to ego, you know what I'm saying? Where relationships every day, bro, I got to fight with my ego. Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what a relationship is. Your ego saying, you know, that bitch over there got a fat ass and she like you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you get to a point where it's real? And for me, it's just having a purposeful marriage where this person is not going to leave me, this person isn't going to hold me back, because we are focused on something. You know what I'm saying? And so it's easy not to cheat. It's easy not to do all of this scumbag shit because the purpose is so large. So, like, when do y'all date? Do y'all date intently with a purpose, or does it just more or less like, I hope you have the qualities that I like, you know what I'm saying, and that type shit?
Well,
AB
to add on,
start.
yeah, to add on to that, um, I tried to date intentional. My last relationship, I tried to be very intentional. We got to like almost a year, and
What do
you
that
know, it's
mean? What do that mean? When you said you was
mm,
dating, what was your intention?
well, my intention was truly to actually find a partner to settle down with and marry,
And
and
married,
really,
okay.
yeah. But being young, you know, that really didn't go that way. I'm gonna be honest, because like you said, egos was in the way, and then to
How
add on
young
to
was
the
you
part, well,
at the time?
go, huh?
How
How
young was
young?
you at the
How
time?
young?
Hmm.
What time? What you mean?
How old was you?
At the
Oh,
time,
oh, oh! I was my fault. I'm a little high. I was 21. I was 21. So this like a year ago, and
Mm.
and I was really trying, but like you said, it's ego, because me and her argue so much, and nobody didn't want to be a diffuser. Somebody always wanted to step up and be the bigger person. I mean, not be a bigger person, who had the biggest ego. Nobody didn't want to go, you know what? Let me just shut up, let her get her little mood out and try. Nah, somebody always had to, nah, fuck all that, this and this and this, or well, this and this, and, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you can actually be able to diffuse or not let what your partner say or do affect you, it's easier to like work with them. Cause that's how I had to go about it. I had to like diffuse and not try to fucking want to say shit back and argue all the time. Like actually try to hear her out and not say, here you go with this complaining and bullshit again. Here you go whining and crying. Like sometimes we hear our women and we know that they be right. We just don't want to do the shit to actually change it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like my thoughts on it.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's how
mean,
I was. I didn't. She would tell me real shit. Sometimes I'm like, fuck that.
so
I ain't
so
gonna.
He
so
said
so
something else. I
so
say,
what,
fuck that.
hey, so you saying going back and looking
They
back
eat
at,
it
at
raw.
that relationship, you're saying that some of the things that she was saying for you to change, you didn't change. You're saying
It's
that she was
100%
right.
right. Yeah. That's usually
Okay.
how it goes. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? A bitch be dead point accurate, and you either not ready to change, don't want to change, or can't
Mm-hmm.
change. It ain't your time to change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's really not her job to point out the obvious either. Like the
Be on
same way
bullshit.
if you was to invert it, be like, well, where's your money at? We're going to dinner every, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But it's just like that's ego too. Like a relationship is not a place where you can just point fingers a lot of
Yeah,
times. Like shit. Like, but it
Even
happens.
when you want to.
that's interesting. I've never been in like in a relationship and where I was like I'm in a
Never
relationship
dated. You be
where
having
that
the what
where that
you okay.
happened where that happened.
He just on his purpose. He been on his purpose since he was a baby. Like
like,
since he was a baby,
like
the man
Nah,
has to work
nah,
for himself.
never
nah, nah,
dated,
nah,
never had a
nah.
relationship. Like
Nah, I
just
didn't.
out
He
here.
said,
I
"Nah,
didn't been on my bull. I
I'm gonna
didn't been
get
on
these
my
packs
bull.
off.
I
Let's
done been on
see."
my
Hey, okay.
bull. When I was on my bull, like she was just my homie. Like I wasn't like going for it, and I should have been with her, but I didn't get with her because I was on my bull. Like that. That's my life
Mhm.
story.
Yeah, she was
Every
a
guy
home.
got that girl too. The one that got away.
No kids.
So
No
what
cap.
about these days?
What you
Uh,
mean?
For Elijah.
What you
um,
doing out here in these streets?
man, I stick with one woman at a time.
Okay.
I'm over here like, yeah, um, it's, I need somebody who's there for to support what I got going on, and I ain't always trying to talk about what I got going on, but we know that what I'm on. But yeah, like nah, but in all honesty, like I'm saying not as much as you know, but nah, in all seriousness, like yeah, to your point, I'm very purposeful in what it is that I do, just in regards to my in any relationship with a woman. Um,
For sure.
I try to come at folk with one type of way. I'll be honest, all my relationships were me coming at women like in one way, and then them being like, nah, we getting together, or something like
Oh
something
God.
along those type of lines. But
Yeah,
Yeah, nobody
I,
ever
that
asked
happened to
me,
me a couple
Kyrie,
times.
do you ever want to be in a relationship? Like that never happened, man. It just
I,
was
I
like,
don't
you
I
know
don't
what?
I don't mean
Like,
it like that, but like like that just became like an opening, like and like me having a friendship with the woman, and then things just changing over time. But um, yeah, like I mean, to AD's point, I'm somebody who is like, if I'm in a relationship, I'm trying to, I want to be with that person with the intentions of being with them forever. Looking for marriage
Did you
and
did you
looking
give her
to.
flowers?
Shit, so I'm gonna give them.
I don't know. I might have picked a flower from the park and gave it to one time. But
you
not.
might have put some
Oh,
flowers
that's
on the
it.
altar.
Oh, man.
I
Okay.
ain't never been somebody who was into bomb like every girl I ever like already had their own flower or
So is
plant.
that bad? Like, is that dead out here? Like giving flowers for y'all? For me,
I bought
nah.
some flowers.
Yeah, I bought some flowers.
Honestly,
No, I like I'll buy flowers for a girl that I am with. Like for me, yeah, I was never somebody to be like, ooh, I'm trying to get to know somebody. I'm gonna give them flowers.
I did that shit like once or twice, and it went well. So
It
yeah,
did. It did
yeah,
not.
it did. I mean, I'm
It,
Um,
it
in my
seemed like a
situation right
it
now.
seemed like a pussy getting tactic or
I,
I
like
mean,
um,
yes,
I
it's
remember
yes,
one
it's steps,
time.
it's levels,
yes,
bro.
it is.
Like
this
it's steps to this shit.
I
I,
did
One
do
time,
that. I got
one
some
time
pussy,
I was
but I
walking.
didn't mean
it
to.
seemed like to put the guards down a little bit.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
it is, bro, because that's what my mama taught me. No cap, no cap.
My
That's what
mama
she
ain't
taught
teach me that shit. I can't even lie. I just did
me.
that
If you
shit
want
because
some
it
pussy
sounded
puss,
nice.
go ahead, give them some flowers, give them
You
gifts.
want some piece of pussy?
I heard
Mm.
plants are better because
Gonna be
I
straight
heard
up with
plants
me,
are
bro.
better.
She be straight up. I be like, I'm trying to look for a real relationship. You better go get you some pussy.
She told you
Fuck.
to pay that
I don't
shit.
know.
Your
Told you
mama
to
told you to
simp.
pay for
She told you
pussy.
to simp out. She
How
told you
about
to get in the car,
yeah.
put your pedal to
Oh
the metal,
God.
and just drive. Like what?
Oh,
I think that's
No.
like the fantasy for women, like, or that's I
Yeah.
don't know if that's what women really be wanting or the fantasy
Uh-uh.
because that's what a
I
lot
think
of mothers be telling their son.
I
yeah,
think
but
these
my
days
mama
it's
used
like
Worst
the
of all,
cloud. Like a woman would rather get some gas than somebody.
Yeah,
Hey, hey.
Like
that's the flower, the
what was
bread.
about
Those are
what was
flowers.
about what was
oh
go
God,
ahead,
I got that
Jay.
gas, I got that Zaza.
Fuck with them flowers too.
that flower. What? No.
Yeah.
Gummies.
Uh, I was walking.
Wow.
I remember like one time I was
You
walking
did.
like with this girl that I really liked at the time, and like
Ugh.
What the flowers
and
don't want.
That's right.
y'all know when y'all be in the city, it just be like sometimes it be dudes selling flowers like on the side of the street,
Yeah.
and the dude literally he I didn't even have to buy it from him. He gave me some roses to give, and he was like roses for the lady. So he gave like we walking down the street. This
That
nigga
don't
gave me some
count.
roses. He was like he gave me roses. He was like rose for the lady. I passed the roses to my girl. She was like, yeah. He's like he might be homeless. He I don't know like if they might be. I was like, bruh.
That's
She's
the
like,
thing,
yeah.
bro.
She
Damn.
bullshit.
That's the
I
thing,
don't,
bro.
I don't like the lady.
That's the ick.
Me neither.
So,
After that, me neither.
She
But you
wasn't
know
even
what I'm saying.
happy.
But like to the point of like of either like think of it like if I was trying to be sincere and buy her flowers, and she might not have had that reaction if I bought them, but if she did have that reaction, if I was like trying to be nice and buy her flowers, bro, like I first off I would have been hurt, and that initial drum would have been hurting us, but then I wouldn't have showed that hurtness. I would have showed like bitch, like I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like it would have,
Imogen, man, you
would
came
have
out.
come out all types of other. But
so,
yeah.
so look though, I think that's a good point because so we didn't share. I was thinking we talked about this on the last session, but it was within the group chat. I shared that I got a plant, like someone gave me a plant, and
Mm-hmm.
the gesture from my perspective was thoughtful and genuine. Um, we knew each other well enough where he knew that I like plants, so it was like, thank you for giving me something that I like and I enjoy, rather than just giving what like whatever. I think from the man's perspective, it can be looked at as like, I'm trying to give this nice gesture in hopes of getting lucky or lucking up, hitting a home run, whatever you want to call it. But I had the opportunity to like talk with that person just to get some insight, like on, from his perspective, like what his thought process was, and he was saying, you know, it speaks to um, the type of woman. He's like, I wouldn't just buy flowers for any woman because most women don't even fucking want flowers. They will look at it and be like, what do I do with this? This isn't something that pleases them. And from my perspective, I can understand that because there are a lot of females that are materialistic. And what I, I think what they really want is you to give them something that is tangible and they have to show for it even after you've already long gone. So like, nah, these flowers are gonna die or whatever. But if you give me this purse I want, or this item I want, even if I don't deal with you, I still have this item. Like this is still something I can say that I was able to. But whatever, because that's the other side of it for people, for females who may not really be into stuff like that. But
I
um,
haven't had none type of woman in my life, and if you do, I feel sorry for you.
no, that's good. But they exist. I think you're probably use your discernment to be able to avoid those type of women. But a lot of guys don't, and so they can maybe speak on it in hindsight. But a lot of guys have experienced that type of woman too. At least that's my understanding in talking. But the other thing that he said was like, you know, the gesture of um, giving a flower to a woman is like, really trying to. I don't know. I guess he was saying like it was more genuine because, in a sense, like a woman is a flower. Like in the most natural sense, a woman is a flower, and so that's his way of acknowledging or recognizing that.
Is this
Um,
what he told you when he gave you flowers?
It,
no,
it
no, no, no,
sounds
I was
no.
gonna say that's a bar.
Well,
No, for real. That was real poetic.
this wasn't this wasn't the action in like when he gave me the flower, but I had a conversation with him this week. Like, like remember when you da, 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 da? He's like, nah, it wasn't a transactional thing. I didn't give you that because I'm giving you this, and all men, of course, like men that desire sex. That's always going to be something that you want, but in your approach to, um, like Jeff said, like he's only bought flowers, only get given that gesture to women like that he had a certain type of connection with or two. So it's not something that you just. I wouldn't tell AB to buy every woman a flower on the first date, but also at the same time, if that's what's in his heart and that's the connection he feel with this female, then I would say go through with the gesture because it must be something about her and that type of, that woman that makes you feel like you want to do that. But and so when he was explaining it to me on the back end, that's what he said. He said, "Woman in their most natural state is a flower. So why wouldn't that be like? Why? That was the thought process.
Yeah.
I love that he got you a plant though, because that definitely lasts a lot longer. That shows longevity. But you know, my boo got me some artificial flowers because I love flowers and they last forever.
I got some artificial flowers in the back that are really dear to me too. So
Oh my God.
bottom line, women like flowers. So I get what y'all saying about, I mean, I guess there's other things you can go.
What about edible arrangements? A bunch of fruit.
Definitely.
Hey,
I
B
think
was
it's
like,
just
what is she gonna do
gift.
for me though? Like, you know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
for
He
real.
buying all of these flowers and plants and eucalyptus trees, but what can he get on the backside besides?
Yeah.
Cause I was looking stupid as hell sometimes.
Can he
Boy,
get, a car? You feel me? Like,
Um,
why is it like this obsession with like
cosign.
all of the things that a man could possibly do, but like at a certain point, the tangible effort of what did you buy him? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you did or you didn't, but like for most men, the gesture, I would say, don't buy nothing for nobody who ain't gonna buy nothing for you, because you gonna be at a loss for resources and you not rich. And she might want you to be rich, but you don't get rich by giving up your resources. So in order to be rich, you gotta kind of not buy shit for people. It's counterintuitive, but shit. A girl gonna want you not because you give her flowers. She gonna want you because you got the bag. Let's be clear. And so if you buy her flowers every fucking trip, it's not gonna get you to the home run. But if you manage your money effectively and you get over 5 figures and you can take her anywhere in the world or do anything for her, she's probably gonna fuck with you. But if you buy her flowers and you broke, it don't matter, bro. Like it does not fucking matter. Like it does not matter if you buy flowers or not if you broke. And if you want a girl, you got to get your money together. Like,
Bruh.
because as much as she's saying all of the shit of what she like and what she don't like, if he had his money together and was sincere about giving it to her, all of his resources or half of his resources, a woman ain't passing that up. But most men don't have that shit to offer, so they trying to buy a bitch flowers.
Mhm.
Man,
Caution
think
from the
that-
chat asks,
Yeah.
what do men like to receive?
That's a
Like
great
you saying,
question. Thank you.
like,
for
what
asking
you gonna do for me? I just put that in the song I made the other day. Like, this shit ain't free. What you gonna do for me? 'Cause after I beat, it's like I got what I needed. Now, if you
buy me
need
some
me
hero cards.
Nah.
something like
I got something for me. Like of course, yeah, I need to be taken care of in that sense. But like for real talk, like my thing with like my battle with like women in my life is like lots of times like you know I feel as though as a man like I am supposed to be the one that kind of comes up with like this is a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you like if we have a Saturday and you don't got nothing going on, then it's like oh usually on me to come up with like, the activities and come up with what it is we doing and stuff like that. Like I have never had a woman in my life just be like, hey, do you want to go meet up at the park and go for a walk? You know what I'm saying? Like I've never had a woman like be proactive in like saying like, "Hey, I want to spend time with you. How about we do this?" And it not be a cost out of my wallet. It won't. It's not being like a burden on me. Like how about like like to Cash's question like how about you find a way to ask to spend time with that man that isn't like that is the least burden on him. Um,
All you gotta do is show up.
yeah, that shit feel nice
But
when it
then,
happens.
it's like Netflix and chill vibes, and like don't
Nah,
show up around me
yeah,
because I'm gonna want to
nah,
smash. So let's
Nah,
let's have something that you want to do. Don't just show up. Like no, I'm going to
yeah,
what Torin is saying. Don't just show up. Like
No,
be
I'm
like, I
saying,
want to go to the park or I want to go to the movies or something. Like have a
yeah.
plan.
I'm not trying to just sit around with you. Like,
yeah,
Hmm.
no. I'm saying,
yeah.
but his
Mm-hmm.
version is all he got to do is be there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, the logistics are handled. She's handled all of that. He just got to
Yeah.
show up.
And like not even that. Like I don't mind.
And that's
Like
crazy because
I don't
that's
mind
actually
spending.
usually me.
Yeah, I don't mind spending a couple dollars here and there, something like that. But like, as long as like I'm feeling reciprocated, like it's like this whole thing ain't on me. Like you put up bread. All right, like you don't even got to buy my ticket. I'll buy my ticket. But like you know what I'm saying. Like, but you got a plan. Like it ain't on me to put up everything and just you know what I'm saying. Like I rarely see women be proactive in that sense. Just to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's rare. Um,
Hmm.
I, not too many women in my life have done it, but the current one that I'm with, so that says a lot.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
You
crazy
know
because
you
I'm
found
that
the
girl.
one. You'll
Like I
find that
literally
one.
am that girl to be like, let's go to the park. I'm a park person. Like I love going out to the lake. So I think that's crazy that a lot of women don't do that.
I agree.
Jay,
Yeah.
Jay, that's yeah, you are a diamond in the rough because I don't hear that shit.
I mean, yeah, they'll do the free stuff. Like, yeah, we can go to the
Definitely.
park. We go get
Definitely.
some, go get some snacks or something.
So wait, so is
But
it?
I'm talking about
So,
like the real dates, like
Like is that what they want? Like, do they really sincerely want to go to the park and build with you, or is it just like the shit to do at the time type shit?
man.
mhm.
Because like if she really want to do something for you, she'll realize in the things that you actually like. For instance, like I love to read, right? But like I could never get a girl to actually sit down and read with me. You
Mm,
Or
know?
meditate with you for real?
mm. Do things you like to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
This is crazy to me because I'm like, so y'all don't get that in real life because I do
I
that.
mean,
So
No,
nowadays,
y'all
no,
don't
no,
get that.
no. Hell no.
No,
nowadays, but
Everybody doesn't do that. Do that. They
Everybody,
don't do that in your
everybody,
house.
everybody got egos.
nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody is fixated on what they want to do. So it's like motherfuckers that compete with you, like that shit don't work. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. It's weird.
Jade, I was hoping you was gonna be you was gonna be the female voice that was the opposite, right? Cause I'm on it, like I'm listening, and I'm listening. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like these are things that am not just because it seems common to me. I assume that it's a, and even on the fact that like to some degree, you know, probably too much. Like females like to be controlling sometimes. So it's like even with that energy, hey, I want to do this, blah blah blah. I seen this. Like I thought that that was a thing.
Right. Yeah, like that's a norm. Like females plan stuff.
Yeah,
girl,
so that's
I don't know.
weird.
But what I'm saying, like from my peers, like, and this also had to do with that other topic, just in regards to like what we're talking about with the camaraderie and all type of stuff. Like girls get together for certain things, like the stunt in a sense, girls will tell like have no problem being like, yo, we getting together this weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to Puerto Rico,
Mm-hmm.
but like, all right, now when they back home, like how are they really holding each other down, and like what are they really doing like with their time, and like how are they really being supportive of the people around them versus just them times where like, oh, we this is my friend and we get together to show out in a sense, you know what I mean? Like,
Or have
Mm,
this nice little brunch where we all dress up, look cute, talk. Hey, girl, how you doing? Like whatever. But for real, it's like the average girl ain't going to imagine herself to just be at the park walking with a dude that is too many dudes that she possibly could be dealing with, dudes with money. Like if she got four different dating apps and hundreds of dudes are saying, hey, 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 why would she have the incentive to do anything for a man when a hundred of men would do anything for her? I like
That's a fact.
I don't see where a woman have even the idea to do anything good for a man the way that the world is set up.
Man, I clearly don't live in the world because my reality is completely
That's a,
different.
that's a beautiful thing. That's a
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just saying how it is normally. You know what I'm saying for most people.
Hmm. Yeah, that's definitely the norm.
Yeah.
You got something to say, Eddie?
No, like no, I'm like agreeing with you. Like that's the norm. Like and just like even just like looking today for real, how people what happens in relationships on the gram and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like every day you see a new battle on the gram about some relationship crap. You know, dealing with a woman or a man. So it's just that's how it is, man.
Yeah, I see that shit every day.
Every day building that shit up inside of motherfucker.
But yeah,
But yeah,
To
yeah,
me, this conversation has revealed that there is some type of disconnect between the women that clearly exist. I can speak to, like I can only speak to my personal experiences, and Jade can only speak to hers. But like, there are women out here who, and I understand that's not the norm. It's not going to be the norm. That's why that's where the value comes in.
hmm,
But I don't know. I got to ponder on that a little bit because it's definitely a disconnect that y'all feel like that with such majority and conviction, but there's obviously like women out here who is um, just operating differently. So like, why aren't they? You know, why
A
aren't they
lot of
doing?
women, yeah,
Just
not really.
rewinding to Jeff's point, women being intentional. That's all we saying. Like, it's going to be hard pressed. Like, think about the times where you just called up a dude and just was completely intentional with him. You know what I'm saying? And saying what you wanted, but like he might have been too busy. You know what I'm saying? So you wasn't in fear of rejection or nothing. You just like, look, I like you, dude, and I want to go to the park with you and sit and talk with you. Most men ain't gonna ever experience that from a woman, and I don't really know why. So you got to do all of this extra shit, be this super duper great guy, just to have a chance to have a relationship that's even worth something. So it's like,
hmm.
what is that disconnect really?
If, so let me ask you this: if because that is such a rarity, then when that female comes along with that energy, is that intimidating? Or and maybe not, maybe intimidating isn't the right word, but like because
They could-
I've experienced that where I was like very straightforward and reciprocating. I think like like mutual energy.
I
Um,
think it do throw some man off if they not ready to reciprocate what you trying to reciprocate.
right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you can get rejected too. Like it ain't like you don't shoot your shot and make it all the
Uh,
time. So it's like that's part of you shooting your shot. Like
Mhm.
so men shoot their shot all the time. And I'm gonna tell you, most men that holler at women, they get declined a majority of the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not really a guessing game. It's like if you like somebody, you let them know and then you prepare for that rejection. That's how it goes. Like
Right.
you don't stay in a fantasy like, oh, I gotta be with this person, and if I don't be with this person, it ain't gonna work out, so I ain't gonna say nothing. That's kind of counterintuitive. You say what you need to say, and then you just deal with the rejection and you get better. But it's like if you ain't never done that, how are you getting better? You're not getting better. You're just in a space where you're not putting yourself out there and you're not getting rejected. Men have to deal with the reality that we're not good enough. Like if you ever as a man that got some quality pussy, you also got rejected enough times to make you that better person, right? So it's like
There was a time I didn't deserve it. and I have
Is a
to.
time you didn't deserve pussy, and women let you know that. But women, y'all never experienced that. So when we telling you the real, it's like, well, not me, like not me. But when was the last time have you ever been rejected and said, you know what, that nigga was right. I do need to change this about myself. And that's really like maturity at this certain point. But men don't get that from women because women don't really evaluate themselves that much. So it's like keep your fucking fingers crossed and then make enough money to where you could buy a woman. That's all your only options is because what we talking about is like something that motherfuckers gonna be like, well, that's interesting you feel like that, but I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know where you finding these weird ass bitches at, but it's like they everywhere, but it's weird that I don't even know no hoes like that. And you all y'all experiencing the same shit. That is so crazy. And it's just like we can never have a real conversation about this just because, like, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's not having a real conversation. Maybe we just like it's a reason we talking to them right now. You know what I'm saying? Like shit gets filtered. You know,
No, I mean it's like when I'm talking to my wife or I'm talking to my mama, and I ain't even talking about like it's just women in general. They just be like,
yeah,
I can't believe what you talking about. Like women doing this to you? Wow. You talking about the angels? That's flowers that just like walk on fucking rose petals, like, and they did what? That's so crazy.
I'm with all due respect, I'm a black man, but ain't nobody, with all due respect, can I me more than my mama did, and I love her to death. But like,
what
you
the
know what
fuck?
I'm saying? There are some things that has to do with that conversation, like you know. And every man like relates to what I'm saying, but like you know, there's like certain things that they can't do or say and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
this is just a part of life. It's a part of being a man, and it is what it is.
I just don't got no damn filter. I got a problem.
Me too. Me too. I get in trouble. Nah. It's all good. It's all good. But man, I got what I needed out of that conversation. I thought it was a good one. What about y'all?
Me too.
Fire. That's fire as fuck.
Hey, AD, if you want, if
Yeah.
you,
Keep buying flowers though, my nigga. Though. Keep
I ain't
doing
still
it.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. It was only 3 people that I bought flowers. All right, one was the last girl I was with. You know, that was the first one because because I actually liked her. We actually talked for a long time before I did it, right? Because we was long distance, and then when we met up, that's when I did it. So what happened with that? That didn't go good. So I'm like, okay, I can do with that. So when I met some other people, I threw the flowers out, and the second time it worked. Now the third time, man, I got fucking played. But hey, that's
Dang.
go. But
It's 50-50 out here, bro.
right,
yeah,
so
It's
so then, but let
50-50.
me ask though, because it might have been a reason for that, because you probably had to learn a lesson. The
That's
first
good. And baseball numbers.
Oh
That's
man, niggas try to figure it out, but they just don't deserve pussy. Like they try to buy flowers, they try to buy new outfits, different shoes. They just don't deserve it. They not on their purpose hard enough. Like a man got to be a great man. Like pussy is an honor. Like, and if you don't get that through your head, you gonna waste a lot of time and pushing pussy away. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it. When you don't get pussy, pussy comes to you. You
That's a
attract
fact.
pussy by being a great person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't have to, sweet talk or seduce pussy. And if you do, man, you gonna really be fucked up, bro. Cause
Man.
she playing your ass every moment of the day. She like, where's my flowers at, AD? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't
yeah.
want a situation like that.
no,
yeah,
Go
bro.
ahead, T. Go ahead, T.
I was just saying. I think to your point, because you said the first time it was genuine. The
Mm-hmm.
second time it's like, that worked the first time. Let me see the second time.
Yeah.
Oh, again, the third time you was definitely probably just on a mission, right?
Yeah,
And
I was on this.
that's why it worked out like that. It has to be a genuine gesture.
Yeah.
Genuine gesture. Not for everybody. It's not one size fits all.
Get your damn money, AD. Work them
Yeah.
2 jobs. Save them damn
That's
paychecks.
what I'm on, G. That's what I'm on now, man.
That's all you gotta do, man. Keep your nose to the grindstone, my guy.
Flowers don't even cost that much.
But you
They
know,
sure don't.
what you said about like how pussy comes to you, that is true. Because that girl that I met, she came to me, dog. Like real talk. Like I didn't like play no tricks, no type of gimmicks. Like the way that shit was set up, it just happened. Like whoa.
You young. When you in your 20s, your pheromones just be on something else. You get pussy that you don't deserve a lot of times in your 20s too. Just stay out and active. You'll be fine. Like I can't stand people in their 20s, man. It'd be like, God damn.
Wind up
Y'all
into
just
pussy.
got it.
Like,
Y'all
how did I
just-
get here?
Just how did you just waking up into somebody's bed? Like what
That's
the hell?
crazy.
I'm 20. I'm 23. That's why. Like what the fuck?
Man. I'm living my best life.
Get right.
For sure.
I'm
Speaking of living best life, anybody got some best life experiences this week? Trippy experiences, things you want to get off your chest.
Yeah, man, I'll go ahead. So it's just like my experience this week, it just really just been one of those weeks I'm challenging the fuck out of myself. And it's just like I ain't trying to leave no room for like procrastination and slacking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to like overwork myself, but like actually like test myself, man, because ain't nobody else doing it. You know, when I think about it. I don't got nobody, like, not saying I don't got people like saying, you know, trim your own shit, but like ain't nobody on my ass, like on my, like I need to be on my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I just been on top of that. And it's like also not just with the mundane, like doing 2 jobs, like yeah, I'm getting the bread, but also like with my spiritual side, because that's how I got these jobs. So it's just like I gotta understand myself and keep doing that type of work, because that's what's been keeping me balanced to be able to do this shit. Like if I would have did this shit back then, I probably would have fucked off the money again and done some more dumb shit. So it's just like without the grounding, I probably wouldn't have what I have right now. So it's just like that's just showing me like I need to keep doing the work and just focus on me. You know what I'm saying? And then you already know I'm connecting with the animals. Woo. You know, I just been out late at night with the moon, man, sitting and just like on me while I'm trip. So you know what I'm saying? Just taking and just trying to understand nature. That's just really it for me. I can't complain. I really can't. And if I did, it wouldn't do nothing. So that's all.
I be saying the same shit. It won't do no good. For real. Stay focused on the positive. Yeah, that's what's up. I feel you on the challenging yourself part. Nobody really else gonna hold you accountable like you are. And it's hard to stay in a disciplined mindset if you focused on the distractions and shit.
No.
Yeah. I met a new plug.
Hey, that's turn.
Love to hear it.
That's turn.
You know, that's my experience of the week. A nigga got a new plug. Woo got to see the benefactors of that.
Yeah, I'm feeling them right now.
Besides that, man, like life, just keep grinding because I ain't no front, bro. Life, like I almost say, life is fun. So I'm done trying to take this shit serious. Like I'm like this shit is I set my intentions. I'm intentional in everything I do, and I take what's given to me. I would just work to find what to be the most grateful for, but I know that I have like that foundation enough that no matter what I'm going through, I can keep pushing and I'll keep finding a way, and I'm thankful for that. I think that's what this week has shown me. Like no matter what, I'm good. I'm gonna be all right. Like no matter, I ain't never gonna have to ask nobody for nothing. You know, unless I do, and if I do, like it'll be all right too. So I'm cool.
For sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, I guess I go next. Shit, I just came back from Memphis. I had to go back to the city, touchdown, real quick, phone home, see mom and them.
Word.
Um, it was it felt good. It always feels good going back home. I visited my grandparents' grave site, and Reek touchdown with them too. And man, I had a great weekend. Shit, it's just been in great energy. Um, Nothing too trippy that I can recall at the moment. Every day is trippy, but shit,
100.
yeah, I can't even recall nothing right now. But
That's that.
shit, we just keeping the positivity flowing. I'm just trying to keep my intention, focus on what I'm trying to do, and do it to my fullest, but not like overwork myself in the same sense. Kind of, I've been learning time management, been planning out my days more, and checking off my list. So yeah, man, that's all I got for it.
Yeah, and bro, man, shout out to Wu. Like on that point, like him going home because I didn't seen this man come up here and like create a whole new life and shit. Like that that man know, like he tapped into everybody I know now, and then got there. Like he tapped into the city, and it's just dope to see my man do that. So shout out to that shit.
Hey, bro, that's love, bro. I appreciate the shout out.
That's
It's
what's
all
up.
spirit, bro. It ain't- it's
Hmm.
just doing what I got to do. Hmm.
That's what's up. Man, this week I turned 38, and that was kind of crazy because shit, I'm like 2 years away from turning 40. And like I for real only feel like I'm 16. So this is like it's weird that time is going, but my inside I still feel like real young. So whatever. But it's real, like you know what I'm saying? So I just been kind of like this whole year, 2022, I just have been committed to the gym and working out and just getting my body right as well. Like, cause it's like
100, 100.
all of the shit that I've done, I kind of let my body kind of just like be the last thing. So this year has just been like the first thing that's been on my mind. And I haven't really been focused on really too much of anything. Everything been kind of coming second, third, fourth, fifth. But now I'm into this space where my work, I'm getting like that fire from my work again. So, but like not doing it like 100% work because I get OD and shit. But this year, I'm just making more of a commitment. Like, I just told my wife and everybody around me that like this time next year, I'm gonna just be in a completely different place. And it's just going to just be based on me taking care of myself, but and focusing on my business and not really being wasteful or nothing. It's just like I'm just ready to be like super rich this year, and I'm not even bullshitting. Like I'm just ready to just eclipse all financial goals that I ever had. You know what I'm saying, and just take it to the next level. So it's just like that's just the energy that I've been carrying. So I got a lot of DMs, a lot of text messages, a lot of missed calls, and I just don't feel like talking to people because I'm just so focused on my goals now that it's like I'm not wasting no time because it ain't no time to waste. And that's just kind of my energy for the week.
100.
Happy belated birthday, bro.
Sure.
Hey,
Birthday.
Well, this week for me has been a lot of organizing, organizing my physical space, organizing my mental space. I recently moved into my new place and I finally got all my stuff out of storage. So just kind of putting everything where it goes. And it's kind of helping me restructure. So that's kind of been my energy of this week. Restructuring, setting intentional goals and boundaries. And figuring out what I really desire, like out of life, out of a partner, like just in general, so I can be more purposeful and more intentional.
Hmm. I
Fire.
feel it.
100,
Hmm.
100.
Like this week for me has been almost like a a roller coaster. If I'm being transparent, I think it started off on a kind of high and positive because we dropped some content. We released everybody video. Oh yeah. I'll drop the link down for that so y'all can check it out if y'all haven't already. And I was excited to be able to just share that with everybody because we work hard on it. But with the release, it was some stuff that didn't go according to plan, and so like just kind of going with the flow of shit not working out in that chaos energy. Um,
Mhm.
but I also think too, like on a, I don't know, probably because I'm a female, but I feel like I've been like very sensitive this week, or like easily triggered in a lot of in other aspects. So just trying to like um, be be honest with myself, like check ego and really dig deeper and below the surface of like why I might be sensitive or why I might be triggered or whatever the case may be. But like yeah, so it's been one of these ones, but in a good way. It's all
I
been
feel
good
that.
self reflection and whatnot.
No, I don't think that's just because you're a woman, because I felt that too, especially when going home. Like, um, felt like it was a lot of triggers for me. Uh, just like trying to get everybody together. I like see everybody I want to see, and still do some stuff that I want to do too. Just felt thrown all around. So I feel you on that. Trigger.
Yeah, man. Keep up with this, astrological stuff, man. Understand that 501's energy of being
Hmm.
military too. Real stuff.
Got the 501s right here.
Yes,
Mm.
I want to look at that.
I my other little experiences, I don't know if y'all saw my story, but like I have this thing with frogs, like and I started looking up the meaning of them because and it's almost like
sir. You look crazy.
on an annual basis where I have this dramatic ass encounter with a frog. Last year this time it was one in my house, and it wasn't even just that he was in my house, but I watched him watch me outside first. Like I seen him watching me outside when I left out. He didn't. I left out, then I came back, and I left out again, and he was still there. And I'm like, "Yeah, I see you watching me." And later that night, I came home, and he followed me. I didn't even see him. But he was in my house. That was last year, and this year, um, last night they was like all covering up my doors. I don't know if they Prince Charmings or what, but I don't really fuck with the amphibians. Like I need them to turn to. I need them to be a man. That's been throwing me though. But it's been good.
It got to
I
be something to that.
I can see the growth in just the fact that once upon a time I was like, so even though it's just it's just nature, like so I wasn't freaked out like once upon a time I would be, but it's just like
Hmm.
I do appreciate the connection. Um, I just want to know like why is this thing?
Mhm.
I need to hit it. I need to receive the message. So yeah.
Yeah, I, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Cause like this one thing, I, uh, I was watching one of Hood's astrology videos, and he says it's the saying about a star, but when you stare at something, don't it stare back? So
Hmm.
that always happens to me, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
feel like it definitely means something.
I'm gonna have to look into it and find a deeper. Well, I did look into actually like what a frog represents, and it represents transformation, which is in alignment with my energy right now because I've been in that transformation period for some time now. Um, and honestly, at this point, it's like I'm still saying this. Damn, I mean, I know I ain't. I know I'm not all the way through it yet. We're always going through transformation, but like that
Mhm.
was like a confirmation that I'm still very much in the midst of my transformation. Um, and so I received that. But
I feel
we
that.
we did a full episode this week, y'all. We made up for last week.
Yeah, we definitely made up for the short ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't even feel that long, to be honest.
Word.
Look,
All right, let's go ahead and throw out where everybody can reach us at, y'all.
Y'all can find me at Torrin Shanae, just like my name is spelled, but no space. TORREN SHANAE everywhere.
For sure.
At the Hood Mystic on Instagram. That's probably the best place. Linktree and all of that. So at the Hood Mystic on Instagram, hit me up.
Go
Go ahead.
go ahead, check out the Lightbring on Instagram, man. Go ahead, check me out. Much love, y'all.
G.Elijah144 on Instagram. I'll check out what I'm on. And Elijah Green 144 as well. If you need that gas, especially in DC, you know what I'm saying?
Check out what he's smoking on.
Mhm.
Elijah Green.
I sell apparel too, so you know what I'm saying. You just want to support a brother.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on Instagram at Hoodoo Dragon 711. I'm glad y'all had me on the show. I know I was a little quiet, but
No, thank you for
Thanks for being here. We needed you.
Thank you for popping out.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at Woo Got It Official. Also check out Sacred Solutions. Well, sacred.solutions.co on Instagram. Check out some of our products and also the Collective Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can follow us there. And thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for subscribing. If y'all here with us watching live, thank you. We really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, turn on that notification bell.
We'll be here next week.
We'll be here
So
next week for sure.
tell your peoples.
Word.
Yeah, tell your folks. We out.
peace.
Peace.